So here we go. Reach your arm back. Roll the ankles, roll the wrist, and then squeeze your knees into the chest. Rock gently side to side. Good. And then we're going to place our hands down on the floor and then actually start to roll your knees in a circle. And when your knees go forward, let your low back lift a little bit off the ground. And that's going to help you massage into the glutes, massage into the hips. And maybe if somewhere you feel kind of a knot or a hard spot, you can kind of hold there or rock side to side there. Keep breathing all the way in and out. And then you can roll your knees the opposite direction. Take a few smooth circles first. And then feel free to do that same thing where you find a spot, maybe rock a little side to side on it. Maybe you want to just keep rolling in circles. And then squeeze your knees back into the chest. Arms go out wide into a T, and then drop your knees to the left. Gaze to the right. Take a few deep breaths here, and then reach the right knee a little more on top of the left knee. And once it's anchored there, relax. Make sure your shoulder stays grounded. Relax your core. And then gently breathe up and down the spine. Inhales to the crown of the head. Exhales whooshing down and out the tailbone. And then inhale your knee up to center. Exhale to twist the other way. Drop your knees over to the right. And then swivel your head to the left. And then again, you can take your left knee a little more on top of that right knee for a deeper twist. And a few smooth breaths. Take a scan of the body. Notice if you're holding or gripping anywhere. See if you can release that muscle. And then come back up to center. Move into your happy baby. Grab the outer edges of the feet, ankles, or knees. Wide squat up towards the ceiling. Again, find that resistance. So you're pushing your feet up. You're pulling with your hands down. And then from here, we're going to release and lower your feet down to the ground. Good. Palms press into the floor. Shoulder blades are flat on that floor. You might need to lift your shoulders up a little. And then heels are in. Make sure, maybe you can even get your fingertips to touch your heels. And then from here, we're going to squeeze and lift your hips up to the sky. And let's pretend you've got something between your legs and feel those inner thighs squeeze in towards each other. Push into your shoulders, push into your heel. And then gently lower and release. Good. And then we're going to pulse. Squeeze up and down, up and down. Keep that energy in your inner thighs. Keep your breath smooth and even. Easy breaths for 3, 2, 1. Gently lower. Good. From here, we're going to walk the feet out. So feet are about as wide as the mat. Good. And then inhale, lift your hips again. This time, we're going to roll your hips around in a circle. Good. So you want to squeeze all the way up at the top. Reach, 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 so that your glutes graze the mat. Maybe going that low. Good. And you just need a few to really feel all those muscles in the glutes and hips, inner thighs working. Gently switch, other direction, full circle. Keep your breath even and smooth, no choppiness. Good. Smooth circles with the hips. One more. And gently release, reach your arms up and back. Keep your feet planted wide, rock your knees right to left. Good. Softening the neck, softening the jaw. Sometimes when we're efforting, our jaws clench up. Let's relax. Maybe give your jaw a stretch. Open the mouth wide, wiggle the jaw. And then relax the face. Next time your knees over to the right, hold there. So knees are to the right. Right knee is on the floor. Left knee is reaching for the mat. Keep that left knee there. Right leg rises, comes over to the midline, planted on top of the left thigh. Grab your left wrist and then pull to the right. Grow long. Squeeze your left glute. Take another deep breath here. Gently release. Feet come back as wide as the mat, and then we're going to rock our knees the other way over to the left. This time that right knee is reaching towards the mat. Keep it there. Left leg comes up and then reaches over towards the midline. Ankle on top of the right thigh. Grab your right wrist and then pull over to the left. Keep that smooth, even, nourishing breath coming in and out the nostrils as you squeeze the right glute. And gently release. Good. Squeeze your knees into the chest, hands around the shin. On your inhale, open the knees wide, and then push your knees against the hand. Let your low back lift. Exhale, knees come in and together. Low back flat. Inhale, open, push forward. Exhale, squeeze it back in. Inhale, out and forward. Exhale, in, together. One more. And then extend your legs up to the sky. Roll the ankles, point, flex, roll, roll. And then plant your hands onto the floor and take a couple bicycles. It's just such an easy way to really open up through the hips, the knees. Maybe you can even get your ankles involved. Pedaling that bike and then engaging your core so that your low back isn't lifting. We want to press the belly button down towards the spine. So that's a lot of that core engagement. Now keep bicycling. You're going to take the legs about as wide as the mat. So you're taking a really awkward bicycle run. Now we're engaging more of those inner thighs. Keep the core engaged. Gently come back to center. Now we're going to reverse the bicycle. Straighten and in, straighten and in. Keep that low back grounded. Smooth breath, and then start to widen the legs about as wide as the mat, maybe wider. Use that Ujjayi breath. Constrict the back of the throat, and then gently come back into center. And squeeze the knees in. Straighten your left leg onto the floor. Keep that right knee in. Right arm goes out wide. Exhale, we're going to twist. Right knee goes to the left. Gaze goes to the right. So this is a deeper twist. Relax the right shoulder. If you would like to feel something a little deeper, you can take that right hand and kind of hook that right thumb into the crease where the right thigh and right hip meet. And then you can add a little push forward. A little one. You don't want to go too far. Again, we're sitting in a place of discomfort, not pain. That is not cool. We want to make sure we're growing and changing, evolving, which requires discomfort. But we don't want to enter pain, which can actually hold us back. Gently release, and we'll switch sides. Left knee in, right leg long. Take the left arm out wide. And then exhale to twist on over. Now your gaze is going to go to the left. We're swiveling the entire length of the spine, all the way to the base of the skull. Take a few steady breaths here. And then again, if you'd like, you can take your right hand, right thumb wedging into that left hip space and add a gentle push forward. What this is doing is squaring out the hips, because when we twist, that left hip tends to kind of collapse inward. When you add that little squaring of the hip, that's going to allow your spine to align for a deeper twist. Smooth breath. And gently release. Move into your happy baby. Grab the outer edges of the feet, ankles or knees. Wide squat. You can add a little rock side to side. This should feel at least a little bit more limber than the first happy baby. A little more loose in the back, the hips. All right, and then release your legs back down to the floor. Heels on the ground. Again, feet are inner hips distance apart, and heels are close in towards the glutes. Maybe your fingertips can reach the heels. On your inhale, squeeze and lift your hips up. Bridge pose. Push into the shoulders. Sternum reaching for the sky. And lean into that left foot. Right leg up. From here, we're going to lower and lift. Good. Lower and lift. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Hold here. Right leg hovers down and up. Energize that right leg. Push into the shoulders. Square into that heel and lower the right leg down. Take a few pulses up at top. Inner thighs squeezing for 3, 2, 1. Release and lower the hips. Squeeze your knees back into the chest. And then rock it out side to side. Maybe noticing how that left low back and hip is a little warmer than the right side. More blood flow, more energy. And then lower the heels back down. Gotta get even, gotta get that other side. Heels close in together towards the fingertips, and then lift the hips up. Push into the right heel, push into the shoulders, and then gently begin to lift right leg up to the sky. And if you can't straighten the leg, that's okay. This is totally fine. As long as you're pulsing down and up. Good, one more, all the way up, then hold. And from here, lower the left leg and lift. Good, we're doing 4. That's 3. That's 2, lift higher. And 1. Gently release the heel. Hold your hips up high and pulse. Little baby pulses. Squeeze the inner thighs. Push into the shoulders. Sometimes we let those shoulders collapse. Heart is still reaching for the ceiling for 3, 2, 1. Gently release and lower the hips. Squeeze your knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock. And then actually we're going to lower the hands and take those circlings of the knee again. Good. This is going to feel a little different now. We've got some blood pumping through those glutes. Some movement happening under the skin. Take a moment to just notice what feels different for you. I can't tell you that. Only you can experience it. And then gently swirl your legs the other way. Still bringing that fresh oxygen deep into those opening muscle tissues. And then lower your heels down. Bring your right leg up. Roll that right ankle. Both directions. Flex the foot and then bend right ankle on top of left thigh. Right hand is going to go through the triangle of the legs, clasp behind the left thigh, and pull it in. Right foot flexed, left foot relaxed. Pull it in tight. Press your tailbone forward and down into the mat. And then you can add a little rock side to side. This should feel amazing after doing some of that glute work. Really getting to feel that nice warm stretch. And again, it's going to feel a little uncomfortable, maybe a lot uncomfortable, but you don't want to feel pain. And the funny thing with yoga is that the more you do it, the funny thing with life is, the more you do anything that's uncomfortable, the less uncomfortable you perceive it to be. So I know many a yogi, including me, getting into pigeon pose or into this posture, the first couple of times, it's like, why torture yourself? And now it's like, I crave it, right? Maybe some of you can resonate with that. You start to recognize the benefit of the outcome so that the process itself, the process of discomfort and change and growth becomes something you look forward to. Take your arms away, cross your right knee on top of the left knee. Flex your feet, lift so that the shins are parallel with the floor, about so. And then if you can grab the heels, awesome. You can pull it in. You want to see a straight line across the shin. Or you can grab the shins and pull it in. Keep both feet flexed this time. So we're opening right hip and left hip. Press your tailbone down. Good, so again, it could look like this, it could look like this, as long as you feel a stretch on both hips, especially the right hip. Soften the shoulders if they're hunched by the ears, relax them down. Our body can talk to our brain as much as our brain can talk to our body. Our brain is a part of the body, right? It's just one of those organs, one of many. So invite the body, the physical shoulder, to relax so that the brain can relax. Take the hands away. Keep the crossing of the knees. Arms go out wide. On your exhale, twist, drop your knees to the left. Gaze to the right. Good, so these twists, they are so good for your spine. We've got little jelly donuts basically in between each of our vertebrae, those bones that stack to make us tall and long. And those jelly donuts start to get more and more compressed when we don't move our spine, when we don't rotate our spine. And that's unfortunately the way our lives have been set up, a very sedentary lifestyle usually. So when we twist, we're rotating, creating movement between those joints, giving some life and nourishment into those jelly donuts. Gently release and lower those heels down. Good. And let's actually take our feet wide, or knees wide, feet together. Baddha Konasana, to help neutralize the spine a bit before we twist again. Reach your arms to the sky, roll the wrist. And right palm up to the sky like you're telling the ceiling to stop. And then you're going to grab your thumb. Make sure the right arm stays nice and strong. Grab your thumb and pull down. Take a big breath. Relax the shoulders. Grab your pointer finger, pull back. Feel the stretch in the arm, deep breath. Grab your middle finger, draw it back, elbow straight. Ring finger back, big stretch. And pinky. Energize that right arm, deep breath. And then flip your palm down, grab the back of your hand or the top of your hand and add a gentle pull, stretching the forearm, deep breath here. Good. And then give that right arm a little shake, a little roll. Whew, waking it all up. And then press left palm up to the sky, telling the ceiling to stop. Left arm is energetically straight. Pull with just your first two fingers, pull the left thumb back. Big breath here. Pointer finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. And pinky. And then flip the palm down, grab the back of your hand and pull, deep breath. Give it a little shake, a little roll. Grab your elbows. Elbows pointed to the ceiling. It's kind of like the genie pose, but you're grabbing your elbows. And then lift the elbows almost so that your shoulder blades lift off the mat. And keep that energy going up, up, up as you pull to the right. Pull to the right as far as you can. And then you can let the shoulders and let the weight pull the arms down. Again, you want discomfort. You do not want pain. Stretching behind the shoulder blade into the head of the shoulder. Re-energize the arms up to the ceiling, shoulder blades off the mat, and then switch, pull over to the left, pull, 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 and then heavy arms, let it relax to the floor. This is also good for your golf swing, Dad. And then come back up to center. Give your wrist a roll, remove the shoulders, and then squeeze your knees back in, heels to the ground. All right, bring that left leg up to the sky, roll the left ankle. And then place left ankle on top of your right thigh. Left arm goes through the triangle of the legs to pull and clasp, hands behind the right thigh. Your right foot can do whatever it wants, flex, point, twirl, but that left foot has to stay flexed, protecting the left knee that has a lot of pressure on it. Pull, pull, pull. Press your tailbone down, and you can add a little rock side to side. Good, so I personally just love the rocking. It invites a little more of that movement in the muscle tissue while we stretch it so that there could be more blood flow, more of that oxygen seeping deep into the muscle tissue. So it'd be a shame if you lost that opportunity, so keep breathing all the way in and out. And smooth and steady. And a big aim of yoga is to calm the swirling of the mind. So really, you get to experience for yourself how your mind is just a little softer, a little kinder when we move our body, when we breathe deeply into this body. You can take your hands away, but cross your knees even more so that your left knee is on top of the right knee. And then flex both feet. Again, you can grab your shins, or if you can grab your feet, you can grab those as long as you've got your shins in a straight line. Press your tailbone down, relax the shoulders. And then you don't want to just flex the toe, big toe of your foot. Flex the pinkies of both of those toes back. That's going to feel a little different. It's going to square the foot. Good, so now this time we've got a little more of a stretch in the left hip, but actually, personally, I feel an equal stretch because my right hip is so much tighter than my left hip. So maybe you're experiencing that too. Take another deep breath. Take the hands away. Keep the knees crossed. Drop the knees to the right. Gaze to the left. Good. And if this twist is a little too much, you can always stack the knees like we did in our first twist. Gazing over to the left. Always taking care of yourself. You are your number one advocate. Soft core, soft shoulders. Full breath. Gently unravel and move into your happy baby. Grab the outer edges of the feet. Wide squat. A little rock side to side. And then squeeze your knees into the chest. We can just take a few bicycle crunches, or you can take regular crunches, up to you. Something to just re-engage the core. And if you've seen my other videos, I encourage you to, instead of letting the knees come all the way into the belly in your bicycle, keep your knees in front of the hip. This is going to engage your lower abdominals. And then maybe you can lower where your heel ends up when you straighten the leg. That's going to, again, engage that whole chain of the core. Elbows wide, eyes to the sky. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Gently release. Legs come out as wide as the mat, maybe wider. Palms relax towards the ceiling. Shoulders relax. Take a big breath in. All the way in. Take another sip of breath. Big exhale out the mouth. Lips are gently pressed together. Jaws relax. Tongue falls away from the roof of the mouth. And then relax the muscle around the eye socket. Let your eyeballs sink to the back of the head. Let your neck soften, your collarbones dropping. Your whole body checking joint to joint. Release the muscle. Release the holding, whatever you're holding on to. Allow yourself to release in this moment with the intention of simply being. Gently deepen the breath. Moving through the fingers and toes. Gently pull the knees in. Wrap yourself in a hug. A little rock side to side. Reach your right arm up and back. And then roll on to the right side, using your right upper arm like a pillow, resting in fetal position. That position that we all have moved through, that we've all started our journeys on. Connecting to that little spark of life that's been with you this whole time. Take a deep breath here. And gently rise up to sit. Keep the eyes closed, the gaze soft. Hands come to your heart. Thumb connecting to your sternum. Maybe even feeling the heartbeat against the thumbs. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, soften the shoulders, soften the chin. Taking a moment to experience the love and connection that you feel from all the people in your life, even without seeing them. You have that power of imagination. Take a moment, maybe visualize the faces of those you love smiling in a circle around you, sitting with you. And imagine unbreakable threads connecting your heart to theirs. Every heart pulsing in unison. Notice how that nourishes you, how that energizes you, while also softening you. With gratitude, take another deep breath. Another big exhale.